Good morning, NFA. Today is Friday, September 21st, 2018. It is an A-Day. Reminder to all students, late buses are running. Anyone interested in modeling for the NFA fashion show should come to tryouts on September 25th. Auditions will be held in room 113 at NFA Main.
Hey, Juliana, you got a pencil I can borrow?
Yeah, sure. Here you go.
Awesome, thanks. Oh, Juliana, can I borrow a piece of paper?
Well, you really need to be prepared for class.
Yeah, I know.
Interact Club will meet next Tuesday, September 25th in room 106.
I'm not going to class.
Yo, Nick, you going to algebra?
No.
Bro, don't skip class.
Alright.
For your information, there will be a blood drive in the girls' gym on Thursday, September 27th, 2018 from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
What happened?
I was just running really late today. What did I miss?
A lot of notes. You gotta be on time tomorrow.
Alright. Hey, what are we doing? Shh. I don't know any of this.
You should have been on time yesterday and gotten the notes.
Attention students. Bus lists will be available in your cafeteria as well as your administrator's office. If you are unsure of what bus you need to go to school and or to go home, please check with your administrator or check the list above the cafeteria.
Hey there. Hi. I hear you like bad girls. Okay, and I break the dress code. That's terrible. Stop. Wait, why? We don't break the dress code. Oh.
Have a great day, NFA. That's
No,
all.
it should be better.
Thanks, everybody. Love that.
No, come back. Have a great day, NFA.
Great one.
My name's Quinn Malarkey. I go to NFA. I'm a senior. I usually start my mornings off by showering and then eat breakfast. I come to school at 7 o'clock and then I have classes till around 12:30. After that, I go home and eat some food usually, do some of my homework. I try to get most of it done. And then at 3, I come back to NFA for practice. I play volleyball, basketball, and lacrosse. And I usually have practice till 5:30. After that, I go home and continue studying or doing whatever else I have to do. Volleyball practice usually is, we started off as like some stairs, and then we pepper, which is just warming yourself up. And then we scrimmage each other and tweak like our plays and where we pass from.
In an athlete, I'm looking for a good student who is a leader on and off the court. I chose Quinn. Quinn is a well-rounded student. Not only does she play, she plays 3 varsity sports, as well as has a full schedule of classes, taking numerous AP courses. So, in all, she's a well-rounded student. Multiple sport athletes not only train various different parts of their body, they have to be well-rounded in the fact of balancing not only one sport throughout a school year, 3 sports, and continuing to uphold their grades. I think that is something that is a lesson that they'll learn for life.
Hi, my name is Isaiah Williams, and I'm a senior at Newburgh Free Academy, and I play for the varsity football team. In the morning, I wake up around 6 o'clock, which gives me like half an hour to get ready for school. I brush my teeth in the morning, walk my dog, get my clothes on, catch the bus at like 6:30. I usually get to the school around like 7, and then I come to school, get my breakfast in the morning, and I have a free first period, so I use a lot of that time to like study or get homework done that I couldn't do last night because I was tired from practice maybe. After the day's over, I go down to the locker room, I start getting ready for practice. Usually during the week we have if it's the beginning of the week, we have 2 practices in full each week. 1 practice with just helmets, and practice with just shoulder pads and a helmet, and we call that uppers. But if it's Monday, I have a full padded practice, and that usually lasts 3 hours. So after school, which ends at 2:12, I go to practice at like 3 o'clock, and I get on with my practice, and we get done usually around 5:50. If we're having a rough practice, we'll get done at 6, and I usually get home at 6:30. Now, I'm usually tired, but I get home. As soon as I get home, take a shower, and I try to make sure everything's clean because I usually don't like doing my homework in a dirty room. And then I do all my homework. I try to do all my homework. If I get all my homework done, that's great. If not, I have the first period to do it free. And yeah, I do my homework at night, and I go to sleep early.
When I look for athletes for our program, the thing I first look for are kids that are going to be committed to what we're doing. Kids that are going to show up every day, work, do stuff when they need to be there, not when it's convenient for them. You know, I want guys who try their best in the classroom, who are good people on and off the field, and guys that represent us well. In regards to Isaiah, I think embodies all those things I just spoke about. Isaiah, you know, he's a good kid, on and off the field, involved in his church. You know, I think he's here every day. He's consistent, tries his best in school. He does a good job. You know, he tries to do the best he can. And I think he's a good role model for the rest of our kids. As far as multi-sport athletes, yeah, I mean, I think it's critical that our kids play more than one sport, and I'm always pushing our kids to go do stuff in the winter and the spring. I think, you know, when you play more than one sport, you begin to mesh with different types of kids, different types of coaching styles. You work different muscles instead of the same ones over and over every single day for an entire year. So there's, you know, I think you're training your body in different ways, which I think makes you a better athlete. And I just think overall, you know, when you're involved in stuff where people are watching you, it keeps you more on track and busy, and your schedule filled up, which I think is important.
Hi, my name is Bridget McKeever. I'm a sophomore at Mount St. Mary College, and I play women's soccer. I have basically 2 different days in college. They consist of Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Tuesday, Thursday. So I wake up at 8:30 usually on Tuesday, Thursdays, because my classes consist of one from 9:25 to 11, and then I have labs on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 12:45 to 3:45. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays are a little bit different. I have only 2 classes, and I go from 10 to 12, and the rest of the day I have to do homework. But being an athlete also requires some time out of my day, so every day we practice unless there's a game day, and it's usually from 6 to 8, and I usually do all my work before practice and then save my studying or something for tests, something like that. I save for after practice, but there's ample amount of time to do your work.
We chose Bridget McKeever to participate with you at NFA because she's part of our leadership group. She's one of the hardest working kids that you'll meet in any sport at any campus. She's a good leader, she's accountable, she puts her team before herself. My thoughts on athletes playing multiple sports or 2 sports, I'm a fan of it. I don't think there's anything wrong with kids playing 2 sports. I think it's actually helpful in developing skills and developing brains when it comes to athletics, and even it translates onto the field. So when we're recruiting athletes, we're looking for, obviously we're looking for someone who's athletic and good at their sport, but we're looking for kids who are good in the classroom, who will be good examples of who we recruit for our program. So people are going to be assets to the team and to the campus community. So all around good people is what we're looking for.
My name is Dylan DeMeo. I play lacrosse at Mount St. Mary College. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I start class at 9 o'clock. I go to 10. And then after my 10 o'clock, I come back. I do work if I have any work. If not, I'll go lift, get that out of the way. And then I have class again at 1:20 to 2:25. And then after my 2:25, I have another class right after that at 2:30 to 3:30. And then after that class, I have a 3:30 to 5 o'clock class. And then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we usually have practice from 4 to 10, whatever fits best for the schedule with weather or time with other teams being on the field. And then Tuesday, Thursday, I start class at 8 in the morning, and I get out at 9:30, and I don't have class after that. So I basically have the whole day to myself. You get out of class at 9:30, it's like you have a free day to yourself.
Dylan is a well-rounded student athlete, does great in the classroom. He's a fantastic athlete on the lacrosse field, and overall just a great well-rounded person. The majority of the athletes on our team were 2 or 3 sport athletes in high school. Everything from all-county football players to basketball players, wrestling champions, and soccer players, cross-country runners. We primarily recruit multi-sport athletes. We're looking for a few things when recruiting or considering potential recruits for our team. Most importantly is well-rounded people. We're looking for students who are going to excel in the classroom, who are going to represent us well in the community, who are hard workers on the lacrosse field and in the gym, in the weight room. Overall, one of my sort of key phrases, we're looking for a pretty good high school player with the ambition to be a great college player. So we're really looking for people who have aspirations and are willing to work hard to reach those goals.
The diversity is cool. We have a whole mixing pot. We have like all different types of kids, and Newburgh usually gets a bad rep, but this is actually a great school. We have a lot of electives to do. We have a lot of classes leading into majors in college, like criminal justice, which is at the North Campus. And the athletics here are great. The football team, ever since I came to Newburgh, the practices I realized were tougher, and it just made me all around a better athlete. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff about NFA that sticks out. It's a big school too, so you're gonna make a lot of friends.
Newburgh has many sports, and the sports, like, it makes you as like a family. Each team is like a family, and you just bond with people, and they're friends that you're gonna keep for a lifetime.
Being in Newburgh, it definitely has its perks. You're in a central location. There's a lot of access to commercial stores, and there's, of course, a McDonald's right down the street. And the campus is absolutely beautiful. You have the bridge in the background, the river right there. I think Newburgh is the perfect location for me. It's very close to where I live. I'm from Walk Hill, so definitely living on campus is a home away from home.
The best part about playing lacrosse here at Mount St. Mary College is the great community here in Newburgh. The view on campus is beautiful, and there's no better feeling than playing for a great community that supports you like Newburgh does.
Hello, and welcome back to A Brief History. Today we'll go over the Roman Republic and the Roman Empire. The Roman Republic lasted from 509 BC to 27 BC. The Roman consul was the highest level of government in the Roman Republic, with only the consuls at the beginning and end of the Republic being significantly well known. Lucius Brutus and Lucius Collatinus were in power from 509 to 508 BC, and Gaius Octavianus and Marcus Agrippa in power in 27 BC. Significant events in the Roman Empire consist of the overthrow of Tarquinius Superbus following the rape of Lucretia in 509 BC, Caesar being proclaimed dictator for 10 years in 47 BC, the Battle of Actium on the 2nd of September 31 BC, and the end of the Republic was when Octavian proclaimed Augustus on January 16, 27 BC. The Roman Empire lasted an approximate 1,500 years, with the first 2 centuries being an unprecedented period of political stability that became known as Pax Romana. Emperor Octavian was the first emperor to drastically increase the size of the empire post-Pax Romana. The Senate had briefly considered restoring the Republic in 41 AD after the assassination of Caligula. Caligula is one of the most well-known Roman emperors, despite there being very few sources on him. He's infamous for his wicked cruelty, eccentricism, and sexual perversity. The sources that tell us of him often paint him as a vicious tyrant, though these sources are often unreliable. Under Claudius, who came to power after Caligula, the Roman Empire began its expansion into Britannia. This was Rome's first major expansion since the days of Augustus. After the successor of Claudius, Emperor Nero, killed himself in AD 68, a series of brief civil wars and a concurrent rebellion in Judea occurred, during which 4 different legionary generals proclaimed themselves to be emperor of the Roman Empire. In AD 69, Vespasian triumphed over the rest and started the Flavian dynasty. Titus, son of Vespasian, opened up the Colosseum shortly after the eruption of Mount Vesuvius, during his reign as emperor. His relatively short reign was followed up by the much longer reign of his brother, Domitian, who was later assassinated. After this, the Senate appointed the first of the 5 good emperors. Trajan, the second of this group, was ruler of the empire during its height when it controlled around 5 million square kilometers of land. A period of increasing trouble and decline began with the reign of Commodus. Commodus's assassination in 192 triggered the year of the 5 emperors, of which Septimus Severus emerged victorious. The assassination of Alexander Severus in 235 led to the crisis of the 3rd century, in which 26 men were declared emperor by the Roman Senate over a 50-year time span. It wasn't until the reign of Diocletian that the empire was completely stabilized with the introduction of the Tetrarchy, which had 4 emperors ruling the empire at once. When this system failed and Constantine came to power, he moved the Roman capital to Byzantium and renamed it Constantinople. This was the true decline of the Roman Empire, as around 190 years after this, Rome was sacked by Visigoths. A millennia after this, Constantinople fell to the Ottoman Turks. Many people are fascinated by the might of the Roman legions, but many do not know that they had a very complex and important system of rank. Legatus Augusti pro praetore, imperial legate, the commander of 2 or more legions. The imperial legate also served as the governor of the province in which the legions he commanded were stationed. Of senatorial rank, the imperial legate was appointed by the emperor and usually held command for 3 or 4 years. In the present time, an imperial legate would be called a general. Legatus legionis, legion legate. The overall legion commander, the post was usually filled by a senator appointed by the emperor who held command for 3 or 4 years, although he could serve for a much longer period. In a Roman province with only 1 legion, the legatus was also the provincial governor. In such circumstances, the legatus was dual-hatted as both legion legate and imperial legate. The legion legate also served as commander of the auxiliary units attached to the legion, though they were not formally a part of the legion's command structure. Tribunus Laticlavius, broadband tribune. Named for the broad-striped tunic worn by men of senatorial rank, this tribune was appointed by the emperor or the senate. Though generally young, he was more experienced in the tribuni Angusticlavi. He served as second-in-command of the legion behind the legate. Because of his age and experience, he was not the actual second-in-command in battle, but if the legate died, he would take command of the legion. Praefectus Castrorum, camp prefect. The camp prefect was third in command of the legion. Generally, he was a long-serving veteran from a lower social status than the tribuni whom he outranked, and who previously had served as primus pilus, unfinished his 25 years with the legions. He was used as a senior officer in charge of training a legion, though he could also command a cohort of auxiliaries. Tribuni Angusticlavi, narrowband tribunes. Each legion had 5 lower-ranking tribunes who were normally from the equestrian class and had at least some years of prior military experience. They often served the role of administrative officers. This tribunate was often a first but optional step in a young man's political career. These are only the commanders of the Roman legions. For naming all ranks and their duties and purposes would take far too long, so once again I thank you for watching and enjoy your day.